Angelina Jolie was spotted dressed to impress with her growing teen kids, Zahara and Pax, as they enjoyed a fancy dinner in Brentwood, shortly after she returned home from visiting refugees in Africa. Angelina Jolie, 46, had a fun dinner in Brentwood with 2 of her 6 children, who she shares with ex-husband Brad Pitt, on June 21, and they all looked great. The actress brought along daughter Zahara, 16, and son Pax, 17, to Balt's restaurant in the Los Angeles area, and both teens looked taller than ever as they walked outside beside their mom. All 3 of them were dressed in upscale attire, including a white long-sleeved wraparound dress for Angelina, a black long-sleeved dress for Zahara, and a light gray button-down long-sleeved shirt and black pants for Pax. The trio also added both fancy and comfortable shoes to their wardrobes. Angelina wore tan high heels while Zahara opted for black, red, and white sneakers. Pax wore black and white sneakers, and all 3 wore face masks. Zahara and her brother also carried black bags that were most likely leftovers while being photographed at one point. Angelina's latest dinner outing with her kids comes just one day after she left Burkina Faso, where she visited refugees to mark World Refugee Day on June 20. The Girl Interrupted star, who is Special Envoy to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, joined refugees who were at a camp in the region of Sahel during her visit and gave a memorable speech about her admiration for them as well as the negative effect of people being displaced. "There is nowhere I would rather be today than here, with refugees, the people I admire most in the world," she said while wearing a headscarf. "We have to wake up to the track we are on globally, with so many conflicts raging and the very real possibility that climate change will force tens if not hundreds of millions of people to have to leave their homes in the future, with no possibility of return. The way the international community tries to address conflict and insecurity is broken." She went on to call the ways of addressing conflict and insecurity erratic, unequal, and built on inherited privilege. She also added that more needs to be done to enable refugees to return home, or to support host countries, like Burkina Faso, coping for years with a fraction of the humanitarian aid needed to provide basic support and protection. When Angelina isn't turning heads on family dinners or in Africa, she's doing so in other ways, like visiting her ex-husband Johnny Lee Miller. She was recently photographed visiting Johnny's NYC apartment while solo and with some of her kids. It's unclear why she was there, but she was spotted carrying a bottle of wine for at least one of the visits. Faso, coping for years with a fraction of the humanitarian aid needed to provide basic support and protection. When Angelina isn't turning heads on family dinners or in Africa, she's doing so in other ways, like visiting her ex-husband Johnny Lee Miller. She was recently photographed visiting Johnny's NYC apartment while solo and with some of her kids. It's unclear why she was there, but she was spotted carrying a bottle of wine for at least one of the visits.